Alright, in this video I'm going to show you an indicator. Now, you'll notice here it says red litmus. I have two pieces of paper here, and blue litmus, two pieces of paper here. Now on the screen it's going to look a little bit purple, but they call it red and blue litmus. You'll see why here in a minute. Now this is what is just a strip of paper, and I just get it out of this container that says red litmus paper, and then there's another one that says blue litmus paper. It's just paper that has this liquid dried in it. Now, I'm going to show you an example of what happens. Now, I have a little dropper here, and it has a little red tag on it. You'll notice it says HCl, so it's acid. I already know this one's an acid, so I want to show you what it does. Okay? Now, I've already given you the results, but I want to show you. If I take an acid and put it on red litmus, do you see a color change? No, it just sort of gets wet. But notice what happens when I put it on blue litmus. You'll notice how it turns red. Now in the last video we said acids turn litmus red. Sure it did. Well, here it was already red litmus, so it didn't change anything, but it turned the blue litmus to be red. Okay, now if I look at the pH scale, that was an acid. Does it tell me where on the scale it is? No. It just tells me an acid. It's an acid. So for example, if I read a question on a test that said you walked into the lab and the labels fell off on the floor, which one is which, you could literally put it on litmus paper and you'll know which one's the acid or which is the base. Let me show you what a base does. So that one's an acid. Here's a base. Now this one's not labeled, so I'm going to show you this example. Okay, I have a clear liquid. I cannot tell the difference between them. I don't ever want to put it on my skin. I don't ever want it in my eye. I never know what the chemical will do to me, but I can do a test on it. Okay, so blue litmus. Okay, if I put a base on blue litmus, that's why they call it blue litmus right there. See how it's blue? But that was blue litmus to begin with. What happens if I put it on red litmus? You'll notice it turns blue. So bases turn blue, acids turn red. Now again, does this tell me how strong of a base it is? No, it doesn't. But I could get another indicator. There are some indicators that turn multiple colors. If you've ever worked with a pool before and you have to check the acidity, you dip out some water, put some drops of some chemicals and shake it up, and you test the color on the scale. It is an indicator that changes multiple colors, but this one's not. This one tells me if something's an acid or a base. That's all it does. This is one of the most common. Now you may think, okay, where do you get these litmus things? Well, they come from plants. Let me give you an example. There's what is called purple cabbage, and sometimes you'll see it in salads at restaurants. It's really decorative, and maybe your grandparents eat it, but it's purple. If you take purple cabbage and you put it in a pot of water and you boil it, what will happen is all that purple comes out, and the water's now purple. Okay? And so it actually is a natural indicator. Well, that's what these are as well. A red indicator and a blue indicator. It came from a plant somewhere, and they just put it in paper and let it dry. If you take that purple indicator from that cabbage and you put a couple of drops of lemon juice, it might change color. And a lot of times what will happen is a couple of drops and it instantly goes clear. It's a natural indicator. Indicators are what are called organic. Probably heard that word before. They come from plants. And it's an organic compound that changes color in the presence of an acid and a base. And that's what we saw here. Litmus, acids turn red, bases turn blue. This is a very simple example of an indicator.